Hey everybody, welcome to Escape from the Dreamlands. This is going to be a pre-recorded D&D 5e podcast brought to you by our dear fearless DM, Ben Goldman, who will tell us about the session before we all introduce ourselves.
There is not going to be a ton to say, because they know very little, and neither should you. These characters are going to find themselves in a strange and surreal world, with no memory of their past, nor how they got there. So there will be a great deal of mysteries they'll have to be solving, and I cannot wait to have them solve them.
Delightful. Would you like us to say a little bit about our characters before we get started, or shall we do that in game?
No, we'll do that in game.
You got it. Well, without further ado, Ben, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am Ben. I am a game designer. I've made some board games, and I've written some D&D stuff, and I've written this D&D adventure that I'm going to run my good pals through.
Excellent. I am Jordan. I am an actor and streamer in Los Angeles. I'm happy to be here and happy to be playing some D&D with some excellent people.
I'm Chris, or Witch Girl. I'm a streamer and a production professional here in Los Angeles, and I am excited to play and be a bastard lady.
Hello, I am Selena. I do a lot of stuff on the internet, like social media manage, video edit, I make TikToks, and I'm also a musician. Thanks for watching.
Cool. Well, if we have nothing else to say about ourselves, I guess we should just dive in, since there's not a lot to say because we know very little. So,
Yep, I think we should just start. Darkness. You hear your heart pounding in your ears. You feel the burning of your lungs, desperate for air. A pressure surrounds you. Heavy, cold, trapped, suffocating. You feel yourself begin to rise, pulled upwards by an impossible force. You break through, gasping and sputtering in the dim light of the foggy moon. Your knuckles ache. You've been clutching something tightly. And now, with the knowledge that you've just emerged from a puddle of mud, can we get a brief description of Lorelei?
absolutely. So, Lorelei, probably the first thing recognizable about this moon elf here is a very big space buns on top of her head, seeming to kind of bobble around wherever she moves. She seems to be a little bit out of touch with reality at times, a little spacey, and beyond that, I would call her a slightly pink-hued, silvery individual. Seems a little scrappy and maybe a little silly.
D, what do the other two see as you all burst out of this pond of mud?
Hacking up mud and looking displeased and messy is a pale green woman with horns. She has grayish white hair, looks to be somewhere in her 40s or 50s, and the clothes she has may have been nice at one point, but she has just crawled out of the mud, and she is looking around confusedly.
And as she's looking around, one of the things that she sees is Ursa.
Ursa is a very tall, very strong astral elf. And I guess as they come to, confused, they taste the mud real quick. And they're like, it's never chocolate pudding, but just one of these times I want to wake up in chocolate pudding.
Alright, I have dealt you...
I'm really concerned in general about that statement.
I have dealt you all a card in Roll20, and this is going to be an introduction of one of the mechanics of these games. So this is something that you have been clutching onto, holding it like you were afraid you would lose it as you emerged from the mud. Lorelei, you are holding on to this small drawstring, like simple cloth pouch. Dee, you are holding a compass. And Ursa, you have a pair of fancy glasses. All of these have a little power associated with them that your character now has. Around you is a dense swamp. Thin, gnarled trees rise up, breaking through a dense fog that hangs over your head, only barely letting the silvery moonlight through. That light alone wouldn't be enough to see were it not for large beetles that crawl over the mud, each one with a bright red glow on its back. The sound of insects that call this place home dances through the air. And, in addition to the sounds of the swamp, you can hear distant music, a single instrument, strings. You are kneeling in the mud, and nearby you see the others who have popped out of the mud along with you. It occurs to you that you don't know where you are, and as your mind turns, trying to orient yourself, you realize you don't know who you are. And this is for you and the viewers. You have emerged here with no knowledge of your past. However, you do have knowledge of your abilities. You are a competent adventurer, so anything on your character sheet you can do and you know how to do it. You just might not know how you learned how to do it. In addition, you have a general sense for a sort of normal 5th edition D&D type world. So like fire hurt, fall bad, food good, need to live. So you have all emerged from this mud in this bad swamp.
I seem to be bereft of a companion. I snap my fingers, and a swallow-tailed kite appears on my arm. That's better. Hey bud, who am I exactly?
Your bird just sort of looks at you, tilts its head. You get the sense that it recognizes you. It's like, this is a person that I know. Then it sort of shrugs its wings.
Can I get a name?
You know your own name. All of you know your own name.
Do you not have a name? Because you do kind of look like an Angelica, if I may say so myself.
You can just call me... Let's go with D.
D.
D, like D-E-E if I had to spell it out.
All right. Mighty fun to meet you, D. I'm Ursa.
Nice to meet you, Ursa. Do you know what's up? Is this your place? Is this your mud pit?
This is neither my mud pit nor my pit of chocolate pudding. Cannot stress that enough.
I cannot stress enough that I'm really concerned about that statement. How about you, Bobble?
What?
You got the bobbly things.
Yeah, I guess that's true. My name is Lorelei. These last couple of weeks have been a blur. Do we know each other? You look like somebody I used to spend some time with. I don't know why.
Am I your ex?
I don't
Is
know.
that okay?
Maybe not that familiar. Who can say really these days?
Yeah. Hang on. Can you go take a look around? I say to my bird, and I toss them up. I'm gonna be blind for a little bit, but I might be able to find out where we are for a while. Don't abandon me, please. My one request.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Where else do I have to be? I would like to know.
I go blind to deaf.
Yep. Your bird soars up, and you see sort of a higher view of this swamp. These beetles with their glow emitting from them, and as your bird breaks through the fog, it just keeps breaking through fog, and very quickly, your bird has basically no vision. It's completely obscured by dense fog.
Just come back. Thank you.
A bird flies back down, lands on your shoulder.
So there's just clouds. There's just clouds. So we are either in the sky, very high up, or yeah.
Well, I say we just get up out of this sticky puddle and we start heading towards that sound. Do y'all hear music?
Oh, I always hear music, I kind of feel like. But, I mean, could you be more specific?
I don't always hear music, but I do hear the music you're talking about.
Well, I say we head on towards that music, and it's either going to be a band or it's going to be a group of bandits with beautiful singing voices, which I would like to meet both.
Why bandits? I do have to ask.
Because they're in a band.
Oh, bandit. Oh, that's good. You're fun. You're fun. We're going to have fun. This will be good.
Okay, well,
all right.
Yeah, Twinkle, Pudding, let's go.
All right.
Winkle Pudding.
Yeah, you guys sort of start to trudge out of this mud, and make a fairly sensible choice to head towards the sound of music. And can I get a perception check? The first roll of the campaign. A perception check.
I'm pretty good at
I'll
that.
do it.
Okay. All right, glasses.
I put on these special glasses, and I would like to make a perception check. Do I add my modifier, my special glasses modifier?
You do get your glasses bonus.
Incredible. So that's gonna be a 21.
A 21. Yes. So, as you're getting out of the mud, making casual conversation in an otherwise, dreary environment, something in the darkness of the swamp catches your eye. You see a reflection of this orange-red light that these beetles are giving off, catching off something moving. And once you get the sense of something moving, you see out of your periphery another thing move. And you are eventually able to spot this bug, as large as you, starting to move towards you. It has legs that terminate in razor-sharp points, and it screeches, its mouth covered in thin, sharp teeth. And I will need initiatives from the everyone.
Yay.
From the everyone.
We're doing it.
Alright, well, one of them goes first. The mud pool that you see there is difficult terrain. But you guys made a choice to walk out of it before the encounter started. So you don't start in the middle of it. Alright, so this guy, he is going to dash up to D, using his action to do so. In terms of lighting here, do you all have dark vision?
I believe I do. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I think I do.
Yeah, you're an elf, yeah.
I was gonna say we're all like elf.
Yep.
Ish.
So The areas that are in those red circles for these beetles are bright light. Everything just around that circle, but not in it, is dim light, and then the rest is darkness. But you guys have dark vision, so it's fine. And it's Lorelai's turn.
Ooh. All right. Lorelai, kind of a little confused as per usual. Let's see here. There's a beetle over yonder, and I think she's just gonna maybe think about shooting it. This one up to the upper right here of me. I don't know Roll20 very well. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's fine. Yeah, the one sort of up here.
Yeah. The little one making light south of it.
This one.
The other one.
This one.
The other one.
This one. This one.
Yeah, that one.
Those appear to be harmless beetles that
Oh.
are just walking around. It's
Well-
mostly
Normal.
the bugs with the razor sharp.
Oh.
Those are the sort of threats at
Well,
the moment.
she's
Those are the soft bugs.
She is.
Not that you don't want to shoot the light beetles.
It's been an interesting day for Lorelai. I'm very sure. But yeah, so that big threatening one, the obvious threat, she would like to try and shoot with her longbow.
All right, the one to the
Yeah,
far north.
exactly.
All right.
That a one. All right. Will a 12 hit?
Yeah, you draw your bow, let loose an arrow, and it hits but sort of pings off its tough, sort of chitinous carapace.
Dang it. Anybody got any other ideas?
This one down here is going to move to there. And it sort of leans forward, exposing its back, and you see these like sharp spines rise up as it lifts what maybe could be wings, though you're not sure it can fly. And it launches several spines at Lorelai with a 17 to hit with the first spine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
take 4 piercing damage as this like crossbow bolt sized, just sort of like chitinous biological spear just sticks into you.
I didn't sign up for blasting bugs.
And then it hits for 6 more damage as a second one catches you in the shoulder. And it's Dee's turn.
As nice as you both are, I'm going to dip. And Dee goes invisible. She will, however, use a bonus action to give Lorelai some of her healing light, which is not a spell or an attack, so she can stay invisible and heal.
Nice.
Super.
Let's see. I'm going to... I can heal you for up to 46 at once, but that's all of them. So I'm going to heal you for 2d6.
Cool.
You heal 8 points of healing.
Beautiful. Thank you. I know we just met, but that's so sweet.
I'm going to move away from this. Acting immediately after myself, my bird also turns invisible.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Should we get my bird on the board here?
Yeah, we'll deal with that.
At a later point of time.
Yep, it's invisible right now anyway. Alright, it is this one over here who is going to go on over to Ursa and with its front legs try and give you the stab.
Is it really cute and stupid looking though?
It's mean and mean looking. If you want cute and stupid enemies, just you wait. Just you wait. I assume a 12 is not enough to get past your armor.
That ain't it.
And a 12 for its second stab also does not hit. It is your turn, Ursa.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to squash me some bugs. And I'm gonna attack with the great sword.
A 23 definitely hits.
Great.
Yeah, you swing this massive blade down. You hear a crack as it breaks through some of this horrible bug's sort of plate skin. Anything else?
That's gonna be it for me.
Alright, this one is going to step up and is going to try and stab at each of its targets with each of its front legs. For a 14 to hit Ursa.
Does not hit.
And a nat 1 on Lorelei as its second one gets stuck in the mud as it made its approach. Yanks it out angrily, and it's back to Lorelei's turn.
All right. Well, seeing as blasting didn't work quite so well last time, maybe this time, I definitely don't want to bite this bug, but I will try and stab this bug with one of my swords.
I think you should bite it.
It doesn't look very tasty. I'm gonna try and hit it. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
This moment of battle has Lorelei feeling unready, as you're still trying to sort of get your bearings. You know you have this combat prowess, but you're having just a little bit of trouble finding it.
Bugs in any dimension, not cute.
This one will make its approach and also attack once at each of you. A 17 to hit Ursa.
That does hit.
All right. Eventually. For 7 piercing damage as it stabs into your leg.
Owie.
And a 9 will miss Lorelei. I hope. I pray.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I hope, I pray. It is Invisible D's invisible turn.
Well, first off, I am going to... I'm going to forego my own attack for my little invisible birdie to come out of invisibility and bite this one right here.
All right, yeah. That is too large, but we'll... For now, that'll be your bird.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say it's up about 5 feet, just because it was flying over.
Yep.
But yeah. Does a 12 does not hit these things, does it?
No, not. You should have advantage because it's attack. Oh, you did have advantage. Nope, a 12 does not hit, unfortunately. And you should have control of the bird now.
Cool. I'm not really a fan of that. How bad are these two looking?
Your buddies?
Yeah.
I think they're both somewhat. They're both slightly hurt.
Okay.
I don't think either of them are bloodied.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to tell my quote-unquote bird to bite it again
right.
on its turn.
Yep, no advantage on this one.
Yep.
An 8 will not hit.
Yeah.
In your bird's defense, this is the first attacks it ever remembers making. You know? It is the one in front of Ursa who will attack at Ursa 2 times with its legs. Missing with an 8 and on a 16.
That just hits.
Barely hitting for a whole 3 piercing damage as it
Not the belly button ring.
gives you a second piercing. And it's Ursa's turn.
Well, now, I didn't mighty like that, so I'm going to bonus action Searing Smite onto my Great Sword, then I'm going to hit the one that just tickled my belly.
Cool.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
So your sword just sort of erupts with fiery magic
11's not
and
going to
misses
do
with
it.
an 11.
Damn.
You keep the spell as long as you're able to hold concentration on it, but you do not hit. The one next to these 3 targets, I'm just going to randomly roll privately some 2 targets for it to hit, because it's going to stab at 2 people. Alright, it stabs at the bird and Ursa. With a 17 to hit the bird.
It does hit the bird.
And missing Ursa with a 13.
I'm going to use my reaction to give my bird resistance.
Okay. Yeah, so as it stabs, your bird has this sort of magical protection around it, reducing that 6 damage to 3. And it's Lorelei.
All right, it's stabby time again to the one right in front of me near Ursa. Let's hope this lands. Please, 18?
An 18 does hit as you stab at the one that just stabbed the bird.
Aha! I yell. And I let me go ahead and roll my damage here, and there may be some more to do. Oh, +4 is an 8 damage?
An 8 damage.
An 8 damage. But I'm not done.
Oh my god.
I have dreadful strikes as a 3rd level Fey Wanderer, and I would like to deal an extra 1d4 of psychic damage to this target. So that'll be 2.
Alright, yeah, it takes 2 more damage.
And I think I will not do anything else, just in case.
Just in case. Alright, yeah, Lorelei and Ursa have quickly found yourself surrounded by these bugs as this one also takes a stab at each of you. Towards Ursa, a natural 20.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So get that concentration check ready. It'll just be a DC 10, but you take 13 damage.
Yowza.
I assume at this point you're looking somewhat to quite hurt.
Oh, I look horrible. Still standing, kind of.
And maintaining concentration on your spell. Oh, that's another damage roll. Don't need that. 21 to hit Lorelei. They're rolling so much better than you. It's terrifying. For 5 more piercing damage, as this one absolutely finds its mark on both of you. And
What?
we're back to D.
5 for me as well, sorry?
Yeah, 5 for you.
I was just so aghast with horror
Yep.
that I...
Yep.
Okay.
I'm pretty aghast too myself.
Quick thing. I realized my bird is a little bit cooler than I thought. Did I get the feeling that maybe using my abilities to make my bird resistant to that damage was a little bit redundant, considering it already has resistance to non-magical?
If your bird is resistant to non-magical piercing, then it would have already had resistance to the attack. Yes.
Cool, good to know. This is a nightmare situation. You guys hear a voice from the middle of nowhere. Scale of 1 to whatever your maximum constitution and ability to take punishment is. How bad are you guys?
If I were to put it between, on a scale of 22, I would say I have 2.
You know, I think I can make it a little bit longer. I'm okay.
Okay. I'm going to use my action to make the bird do an attack. I'm aware it hasn't had a chance to go invisible yet. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 just hits.
Okay. The DC is wrong on the thing that showed up there. The DC is a 14.
Okay.
But it takes 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And it will take 5 points of poison damage.
All right. Yeah, your bird bites at this thing and like with its beak just like pecks at it, and you see this bug screeches in pain, and you see it has this black Icarus blood that starts dripping down its forelegs, and as the blood drips on the grass, you hear the sizzle of acid.
Oh no.
It is badly hurt.
I'm going to use my last bits of healing light on good ol' Ursa. Ursa, you heal 9.
Yeah.
What does your healing magic look like, if anything?
You see tiny little motes of light kind of sparkle from the ground and seem to eat whatever physical ailments. They just kind of crawl up and seal you up nice and good.
Just like a pool full of shrimp.
And they will be tested as you have a friend in front of you who is to go next.
Yeah.
I guess Bird takes a turn now, right?
Bird goes invisible.
Alright. Bird turns invisible.
Bird will then move back here.
Alright. It is a 6 on the first stab and an 11 on the second, both attacks plinking off your armor. And it is your turn.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to come back at it with my sword now.
You've got no shot. I mean,
that
it made
is
you.
what I gotta do.
A 23 does hit.
And then I'm also still searing. I'm still searing with this rage, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll one more. Bing, bang, boom. That's doing 13 points of damage.
Yeah,
Half of it, flames.
Awesome. You bring this flaming sword down on this, and you hear another loud crack, and you see, much like the other one near you, this acidic blood start dripping down its front legs, coating its spikes in acid.
Still up?
It is still up, like the other
Devastating.
one. They are both, seems like 2 of them are sort of on death's door here. And it is the one with Ursa and Lorelei will take 1 stab at each of you. A 14 to hit Ursa, which I believe does not quite hit, but I think a 19 will snag Lorelei there.
Sure will, yeah.
I would like it to... I use my reaction. I do become visible.
Yep.
But you guys hear a little haunting little song fly through the air as silver thorns grow up from the ground to grab the one that attacked Lorelei.
All right, it has to re-roll the attack. Who are you giving advantage to?
I will be giving advantage to... Let's give it to the one with the greatsword.
All right. It misses these sort of distracting silvers around it. You almost feel in your mind the pain and the sting of the acid, and then you look and you saw that it missed. And that brings it to Lorelei's turn.
Alrighty, that same there bug I've been stabbing, I'm gonna try and do it again.
Yep.
Please. Yes!
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 All right.
Yeah!
Oh, a critical.
Roll that damage.
You bet. 14.
Yeah. how do you kill this bug?
With giddy glee.
You joyfully slash this thing, getting its underbelly right after it missed that attack, and you see this blood sort of pouring out of it before it collapses to the ground, clenching up. And you notice something else. As it dies, you see a small marble-sized orb sort of roll out of it after it dies. It has this sort of dull gray smoke swirling within it for most of you. However, for one of you, and let me just remind myself which one of you that is on my handy-dandy chart. Actually, for you, Lorelei, it has a warm golden glow.
Oh.
Anything else?
I kind of want to. Seeing that there are bugs, I decide to leave it alone for a second, but I'm very tempted. It's very glowing.
Cool.
I do like shiny.
All right. Next up is the bug over here, who is going to take one stab at Ursa and one stab at Lorelei. A 10 for Ursa, and I think an 18 will catch Lorelei there.
Yes, sir.
With no silvery barbs to help. But at least this one doesn't yet have its acid claws. So you take only 5 piercing damage instead of some acid damage on top of that. And it is an invisible D.
D is no longer invisible. She did cast a spell.
It is a visible D. Let me get rid of that icon. Alright.
Kaylin, attack the one by the big one. I'm going to use that as my bonus action to say that because the bird is nowhere close.
Alright.
And then I guess I will use my action and cast... I'll cast Toll the Dead on the one that's looking kinda messed up.
It will make a wisdom saving throw as it hears the dolorous sound of bells. Does a 0 save by chance?
No, it will take 10 points of necrotic damage.
Are you sure that a 0 doesn't save?
As Dee reaches into the pocket of her coat and pulls out a small little bell and, actually just chucks it at this thing.
Yeah, you see it, you weren't sure what it looks like when a bug rapidly ages to death, but you know now.
Oh.
As it reaches back to attack, and you just see it grow frail and old. And it dies, and you see another one of these little marbles roll out of the corpse. Gray and swirling mist inside it for all of you.
That's gross. I'm not sure what that is, but it's gross.
And I think it is Burb turn.
Yes, Burb is going to fly on over on top of this one and get that attack at advantage.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit?
It sure does.
Yeah. Terrible swallow-tailed kite comes out of stealth for 7 points of piercing damage and 14 points of poison damage. Could I get a Constitution save, please?
It sure can. A 16.
Saves. It takes 7 points of poison damage.
Alright, yeah, as this thing, reaches out with its claws and scratches across with more damage than truly it makes sense for a bird of this size to be doing. You see this one, like the two that have fallen, its injuries are causing its blood to coat its primary weapons with acid. And it's Ursa's turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and come right over there and give him a little stab. Natural 20.
Oh, yep.
You didn't even need the advantage.
I mean,
Didn't even need the advantage.
eventually your rolls were gonna come in.
Yeah.
Took a few rounds.
So, how are you doing crits?
Just double the dice.
Cool.
Beyond should do it for you.
That is just the normal damage, so another 2d6 on top of that.
Got it.
All right, yes.
That is 16 total.
16 damage.
Before
Yes,
I also
indeed.
add the spell damage, would you like me to roll that too? Because I still have Searing Spite active.
I think Searing Smite goes away once you hit one thing.
Oh, okay.
I think. Regardless, it's enough.
Okay, I was about to say I could do another one.
Yes. It super dies, and another little gray marble rolls out. And as you look around, it appears that the threat is gone. And as the sounds of combat fade, the sounds of the swamp sort of come back in, along with the single guitar just plucking away in the distance.
Okay. Which of these two looks more hurt?
I think they're both not great.
I'm at half.
Yeah, I could be better, but I could be worse.
I can listen if you want to go and help over. Lorelei, was it?
Well, you know
I
what?
can help myself.
I can help myself too. I feel like we're all, independent critters around here.
Twinkle, Pudding, choose a number between 1 and 10.
6.
6.
Wait.
9.
3.
We both just picked different numbers.
The number... So here's the thing. The number was 6, and so you guys are equally close still. It's not... Lorelei, I healed Ursa last. Come over here.
Okay.
Dee sings a little song. Mostly under her breath, so you only hear the slightest amount of tunes as she kind of touches an outstretched middle finger to you. And as if there are invisible spiders sealing you up, you heal 14 points.
Oh my. Wow, thank you.
My hands glow pink as I hold it over my midsection, closing up the piercing that one gave me. Well, good to know that you guys are quick on your feet and with your blades and birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more or less. I think it worked out. So what do we do about these orbs? Did you see those? That was kind of weird.
Yeah. So we have 3 gross-looking smoky marbles.
Should we take them?
Well, one's a little different, right?
Nope.
Wait,
They all look same to me.
are you sure?
Maybe you just got powerful eyes.
I got one over here that looks kind of weird.
Is this like the fact that you always hear music? Is it something like that?
Well, I mean, you don't see it? Like, this one's, like, gold and shiny.
Yeah, no, it's not. Are you colorblind?
I guess I wouldn't know if I was.
Do you take drugs?
Well, I mean, never say never, but, yeah, I think that it's, listen, all I know is that those two look a little bleh. And this
Pudding,
one,
are you feeling weird?
Me? Feeling weird?
Yeah, you.
Outside of the I don't really know who or what I am, then no. Everything else feels pretty good.
Okay, well, I guess we can rule out the mud being intoxicating.
I could taste it again.
Oh, please don't.
All right.
well, I I think I'll just take this with us and maybe we can find out what it does.
Yeah, you keep your special one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you two see Lorelei bend down to pick up this orb, and she just sort of zones out, as if she had the incapacitated condition, something that absolutely would have happened if she had decided to pick it up in the middle of combat, so good choice not to.
Dee thinks this is just standard for Twinkle.
Mm-hmm. And what is maybe less standard is you see that the marble that she has grabbed just vanish. And I have dealt a card to Jordan for Lorelei, introducing another mechanic that's happening. As Lorelei has a vision, it is dark and hazy and difficult to understand, but something about it seems extremely familiar. And after about 6 seconds, or 1 round, in case you really feel like touching one of these in combat, you sort of come back to awareness.
You doing okay, Twinkle?
Yeah, that was weird. It's kind of like I had like a... Wait, what did you see?
You acting a little bit weirder than normal.
Do you still see the marble?
No, but like, it was like I went somewhere for a second, like...
Oh, you went somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where, but like I saw myself and I was standing like before a judge and my hands were in irons. What did I do?
Are you a murderer? Did you murder us? Is that why we're all here?
I think if this were the afterlife, we'd probably know. This doesn't
There'd be
seem
a polar
like
bear or something.
Yeah, something that really stands out. I don't know. Maybe I try not to murder people. Bugs aren't people, are they?
They can be.
I don't think these ones could be considered people.
Okay,
But who am I to decide what is and is not a person?
I will say, even if they were people, they did try to murder us, so it's self-defense.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna go talk to the bug police and let them know
Do you hate
we
these?
are unguilty.
Do you hate these glowing bugs? Are you going to kill the light sources?
Well, I guess they didn't do anything. I was a little confused earlier. They're just bugs. Those are bugs. They're not bugs.
I'm going to come and pick up one of these cat-sized beetles.
Make me an animal handling check. Is anyone picking up the other marbles that dropped?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, D, when you go to pick them up, you just grab them. They feel like marbles, like they're made of glass, maybe. Yeah.
Got an 11 for that animal handling check.
Yeah, it sort of like limply kicks you. It's sort of like a cat that doesn't want to be picked up. It kind of like rolls over trying to get out. It's not trying to attack you, but it clearly is like, hey, I don't like this.
Does the bug speak to you?
Is it still a friend?
I mean, it hasn't tried to bite my face off, so maybe I'm just the bug charmer.
That would be a pretty cool tour and act. Let's go find these bandits.
Alright, I'm going to move you guys to the overworld map.
The overworld.
Bonk. And if I have that token set up, which is a hard maybe, you should be able to see a tent with a little
can
circle
select
of
it.
light.
I do see a
Perfect.
tent.
Yeah, don't move it around. But and you can see it's next to a little puddle of mud. There are also little dotted lines going out. So overworld travel in the Dreamlands is a little bit more board gamified. So at any place that you are, you'll have different routes into and out of that location, which will lead to other points of interest. And different places within the land have different navigational rules, but here in the swamp, it is a simple survival check. Who you're going to nominate sort of one navigator. That person will make a survival check, and if anyone else is proficient in survival, they can help to give that person advantage.
I may not look it, but I'm an expert at surviving.
You don't worry. You don't look like the kind of person who's around other people a lot. This compass could potentially help you out if you can figure out how to use it. I am not the outdoorsy type, probably.
Yeah, so you can...
I am...
Sorry, go for it.
Apparently I am not either. I just thought that tree was a person.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, I can try.
I just thought you could talk to trees.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, alright, so you guys are moving towards the music, which in this case is that away. And you...
I cast light, so then our way is lighted better.
Cool.
I'm still carrying the bug.
Yeah, and the bug is still unhappy about it. It is like constantly rolling around and like trying to climb off. It doesn't love this. It doesn't like being held. Yeah, so Jordan, you can go ahead and give me a survival check, and you're getting a +2 because Dee is letting you use the fancy compass that she came out of the mud with.
Mighty thanks. So that would be a dirty 20 then.
Excellent. And because I am just an inherently bad person, why don't you also roll a d8 so that if it's a scary encounter, it's your fault?
Cool. I like it. Well, I did offer. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Oh, it is a 5.
Oh, it is a 5.
Oh, it is a 5. All right. So you guys spend about an hour sort of trekking through this extremely bad swamp. It is an unpleasant place to be in. Yeah, it is squishy. It is stinky. It's just wildly unpleasant. You can see that there is grass and there are trees, but as far as you can tell, they're all dead. And something eventually does catch your eye, Lorelei. You spot the first living plant that you have seen this perhaps in your whole life. You see a small shrub sitting on a slight hill that's sort of keeping it away from the muck, and upon the shrub grow nearly a dozen purple berries. They are plump and have a gentle glow to them.
Is that normal?
I mean, if it sets itself on fire and starts trying to talk to us, I do suggest we, leave it behind, but...
I just, they look cool. But the last time I touched something glowing, I feel like something weird happened. So that's maybe my touching glowing things quota for at least the next 10 minutes.
Well, good news is we can see them glowing too, if that makes you feel any better.
It does, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to eat this one because y'all judged me when I ate the mud, and I will not forget that.
Well... Nobody's perfect.
I'm feeling rather healthy. It's fine. I'll go eat a berry.
We could just leave the berries.
Alright, you grab a berry and eat it. I've moved you guys one node along the little track. That's how far you've traveled before running into this bush. It tastes good, sort of weirdly citrusy for a berry. You're not missing any hit points, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You feel full. As if
Oh, okay.
that had the nutrients that you needed for the day. It was a pretty good berry.
It's good, but I just this is a much bigger meal than I expected to have.
Well, you're still alive. I'm gonna eat one now too.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that berry is good, right?
I mean, it's kind of citrusy. It's kind of it's almost like a skinned tangerine, except purple.
Lorelai's
That don't
grabbing one.
sound that bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you grab one and eat one, if you are missing any hit points, you heal one. Yeah, you don't need any more food today. It's sort of handled that situation.
This feels like a flavor of a carbonated drink that would exist in the middle of the country, favored by clowns. This feels like it would be a flavor.
I don't know what it is, but that's a
Faygo
good berry.
Should we perhaps pluck the rest of these off this bush, or should we leave it for the next wary soul who does come across its midst?
These berries are so good, I think we should share them with everybody.
We could bring them to the band.
I think, what if we pick a berry and it tries to eat us later in revenge?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe we leave it.
I do not think that is a good point, but we can leave it.
No. The nature expert said I have a good point.
Well, I mean, listen, the ecosystems, they're all symbiotic, right? There's an ebb and a flow, and I feel like if we take too much, no flow.
I agree.
I would say, maybe before we run into people who may or may not hate us, how about we take a sit down? Like, a picnic would have been perfect, but this was a very small picnic. But maybe away from any strange noises in this dead, swampy place, and a dry patch of grass.
I could take an hour to just sit around and try to remember things.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to my bird.
All right. Lorelai, do you have any pets that I should be aware of? Because if you do, then I think I should get one too. It's only fair.
I don't know. I mean, not here anyway. Listen, as for anything else, I guess that remains to be seen. But today, no.
Alrighty. Well, then I guess you and I will have to just talk to each other. We could be each other's pets.
Aw, cute.
Dee gets a look on her face, but she doesn't say anything.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm wearing this collar.
Huh?
Dee takes it. Kaylin, you have another form, don't you?
The bird coos and nods. Perfect. Thank you.
Can you go to that?
Yeah, the bird, you guys, hear, like, and then, in a puff of brimstone, as, a little flying devil, sort of hovers where the bird used to be.
Neat trick.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
This is Kaylin. All I know is that I can trust her.
It's nice to meet yous.
It is nice to meet you, too.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
Kaylin, before I apparently started drowning in a swamp, do you remember anything? Any chance?
I remember. You summoned me,
Uh-huh.
bird.
Uh-huh. That's it?
I totally killed all of them.
Yep, that's definitely what happened.
I think I did get one of those. If we're talking about the bugs, one of those was mine.
And then you said, stop being a bird. So here I am. What do you want
Yeah.
from me?
Oh, right. I pick 3 berries. Here.
Fed 3 berries that are good to a little devil?
Oh, those are some good berries.
That's what I was saying.
Is there anything you would generally want? You happy with your life as a bird?
I wish people would ask me if I like my life, because I really don't know right now.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. Well, for now, since it seems, I don't know how people feel about little devils. Why don't you just, go back to being a bird?
Alright.
Question. As an Oath of Vengeance paladin, do I feel things about devils? Or, because it's not like a holy thing.
No,
Devils are fine. Cool.
they're fine. Yeah, there's another, puff of brimstone, and, it's a bird again.
Are you holding this devil bird captive?
No, I think it's a mutually beneficial arrangement.
All right. I don't know the rules of consent around birds that are also devils.
We're traveling companions, I think. Does that sound right?
The bird nods.
Yeah.
All right. Now, bird, you listen to me. If you ever feel unsafe, you let me know.
The bird tries to give you a thumbs up, because it did have thumbs not seconds ago, and is just like...
Does it just kind of look like one of its talons is raised, and none of us are sure if that's a
No,
real
it
gesture
tries
or
to
not?
give the bird, the cartoon bird, thumbs up, where one of its feathers sort of like... But that's not a thing real birds can do. So Are you spending this hour trying to keep this bug from crawling away from you?
No.
Okay, eventually it just sort of moseys on its way.
When I go get the berries for Kaylin, I just kind of I'm sorry. I put the bug kind of like under the bush.
The bug eats one of the berries. Basically pulls it down and then starts cracking it open and digging in.
I'm gonna go through my pockets, trying to see if there's anything I can find to remind me of who I am as a person. Well, it appears there's only this scroll of pedigree. I'm not a dog, so I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. Is it just a birth certificate? Is that what a scroll of pedigree is?
Yeah, essentially, it's like it's one of those things that's like Albrecht, son of Dungar, son of Fabwin.
So you're fancy. You're important. Your blood means something.
Maybe I am a king, and you guys should be carrying me.
Well, Your Majesty, I don't know if I can carry you.
I'll try.
All right, please do.
How heavy are you?
I gotta be really heavy.
Probably significantly heavy.
I'm carrying 146 pounds and remain unencumbered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Dee goes over, starts picking you up, slips on the mud, and you both tumble into a thing, and you're pretty sure you hear one of her ribs crack. Okay, please get off. Get off.
Well, I will try not to put you into the dungeons for this one offense, but I cannot promise that if you drop me into the mud again, that I will not have your head for it.
Pudding, you like the mud anyways.
I never said I liked it, I just said it did not taste like chocolate. There is a difference. But my skin feels amazing.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh,
Well, you're clearly not my royal guard.
no, probably not. Oh, gosh. You know, it's a good thing I'm not older, otherwise I probably would have broken my hip.
I think I can fix that, so.
Well, can you fix me now?
Oh, are you actually hurt?
Nope. You look down, you see a quite large broken twig under you, likely the maker of that noise, and you realize you're maybe being a little dramatic.
I say with a straight fucking face,
Yes, I am actually hurt.
Deception check me, mother effer.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a 6. You guys are aware.
Ursa just blinks.
Maybe her ego is hurt, or her pride, but not her ribs.
I'll help you up.
I'll take that.
I lift you up, and it's so easy because I'm so strong.
Yeah, you pick up this 5-0 old lady tiefling. Okay, you gonna put me down?
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're as light as air, so I did not realize I was still holding you above the ground against gravity's wishes.
Just keep me here. I'll just be deaf and blind and have a higher perspective on where we're going.
What makes you deaf and blind while being up in the air?
When I start seeing what Kaylin sees. Kaylin, would you go fly towards the sound, see what that's about?
Caw.
Yeah, it'll start flying in the direction of the music.
Let me just pop into her real fast. Blam.
All right. So you are trying to have Kaylin scout ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Can you have Kaylin make me a survival check?
Yeah. I'm guessing the compass does not help at this particular point.
Lorelai
No,
has
it sure doesn't.
That's okay. Kaylin has a higher wisdom than I do.
All right. And how long are you planning on having Kaylin scout ahead?
Basically, as we're like walking, and I'm just kind of if I see anything of interest, I'll be like, okay, we could come back now, and I will pop out and be like, this is what's up.
Okay. Roll me a d8, please. And
Because I can always the fun fact about a familiar is that I can use an action to poof Kaylin out of existence and then poof right back here.
And Kaylin is invisible right now, I believe.
Yep.
A 5.
There's same thing.
No.
Oh no.
No. The quality of your survival check puts you on different tables. The better the survival check, the more likely you are to have good or not dangerous encounters.
Oh no.
The lower, it's more likely to be dangerous. Kaylin sees again up in the fog. It's really difficult to see much. I assume then Kaylin is flying sort of low, just under the fog.
Mm-hmm. Low, just under the fog, and super invisible.
Yep.
Just under the flog.
Under the flog. And as Kaylin is flying, Kaylin notices some lights ahead of it in the fog. That's the first thing Kaylin sees is 5 lights in like a triangle formation. And as it gets closer, the next thing that comes into view is like a crown of sorts. And it's fairly far away, but essentially flying maybe 50 feet above where Kalen is, a human-sized figure with these triangle of lights floating above their head. They have long flowing hair and an elegant gown and massive moth wings.
Do I know anything about this?
You do not.
Am I turned on?
And you see the next thing that Kalen sees are sort of slightly glowing eyes, clearly tracking them.
I will speak through Kaylin. Hi. Fancy meeting you here. We're lost. How's your day going? Could you give us directions?
This being sort of just continues to fly past, looking at Kalen. And you hear sort of an ethereal voice that almost echoes with itself. Say, if you're lost, you must find yourself. And then just continues on.
Thanks, I guess.
And not too long after that, the figure just sort of fades. And this is about an hour into your travel when this happens.
Did this figure... Okay, so I just poof Kaylin, and then poof them back. So there was a moth lady, and I asked for directions, and she said if they... Gender. The moth person said, if we are lost, we have to find ourselves, which is kind of useless advice.
That seems like if we want to get out of here, we gotta start remembering who we are as people.
That's like saying, go for 2 repressed memories and then hook a right on resolved trauma.
Guess we have to start going to therapy. Are either of you a therapist? I feel like that would really speed this up.
I guess Kaylin raises a wing.
Kalen sometimes feels like a therapist. Jordan, can I get a survival check for your travels?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are traveling separately from Kalen.
Okay. Yeah, well, I love doing this. It's once again a dirty 20.
It's extremely good. It's actually a 22.
Oh, well, okay. A super dirty 20.
A filthy 20.
Nastiest 20.
A nasty 20.
A vile.
I feel like that's the term here for
Nasty 20.
A nasty 20.
This is Escape from the Dreamlands. That's our verbiage. It's on the merch.
Yep, and can you roll me a d8, please?
Yes. Eventually.
I poof Kaylin, by the way. So Kaylin is back with us.
Believe it or not, it is another 5.
Oops. Oops, all 5s.
Oops, all 5s.
More berries.
Oops, all 5s. No. Absolutely not. Alright.
These berries are great.
So yeah, you guys are walking along. About around another hour or so passes. And Lorelai, you notice another living plant. So that's fun. You actually notice growing next to a tree, just a little herb sprout. And you recognize this as something that could be used to make a healing potion. If someone had an herbalist's kit, this is a useful healing herb that you recognize.
Wow. Anybody good with plants? I think I
Well,
mean, I saw you talking to a tree earlier.
I thought that tree was a person. You should not let that be a representation of what I know about plants.
Well, I know a decent bit when it comes to like preparing things for people to eat.
Are you a chef?
I mean, I have the feeling that I could cook you up a mean lasagna if we find the right materials.
Can these ingredients be used to make lasagna, Lorelei?
You got me. I don't know, but well, we can always just save it. There's no rush, right?
I'm guessing that there's nothing that a cook could do with these plants to make a savory soup or something like that.
No, you could. It wouldn't heal you, but yeah, you could use these like quite potent healing herbs as a garnish.
What a waste. Perhaps someone would want to buy these from us, or we can sell them. It's kind of the same thing.
Is money? I don't think I have any money.
I jump
Is
up and
money a
down
thing?
to see if I can hear coin, and I do. I'm like, oh, okay, I am the king.
Yeah, king pudding.
That's not a bad name.
King Pudding's Potions or something.
Damn, that's good. That's Ursa's retirement plan.
And so you guys pluck this one leaf, and then head along your way. And not too long after, you hear the sound of something scraping against wood. In like the near,
trees?
Like something scraping against a tree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys hear it before you see it, so you have an opportunity to do anything if you'd like to, or just continue to approach.
Kaylin, if you could, please.
Alright. Yeah,
Are
so...
you-
Go for it, sorry.
Are you paying Kaylin a livable wage to be doing all your bidding? All I'm saying is that you keep telling them what to do, and I just hope they're getting some kind of compensation. This ain't no kind of judgment towards the way you and your devil bird live your lives.
Well, Your Majesty, since we apparently work for you, I would like my wages as well.
This is a good point. When I remember who I am and I can get back onto the throne, I will make sure you are compensated thoroughly.
I will make a note that
You
you
could be
are
my-
saying that IOUs are a acceptable form of compensation for your employees.
Long live King Puddin'.
All hail.
Alright. Kaylin, now mind wrought with workers' rights, invisibly flies. Go ahead and make me a stealth check at advantage for Kaylin. They can't be seen, but they can be heard.
Yeah, thankfully, Kaylin's proficient in that. Doesn't mean much, got a 15.
Yep. Alright. So you see Kaylin, I guess, and you're, I assume, in Kaylin's vision, see appears to be a woman wearing like an oversized dark blue cloak with yellow trim, and she is standing next to a tree with like a mallet and chisel, and is carving something into the tree. As Kaylin fairly quietly lands on a branch, you see her like quickly look back, not see anything, and she like hastily hammers the chisel a few more times before putting the tools in the pouch, and she looks like she's about to leave.
We mean no harm.
Is that coming from you or from Kaylin?
It's coming from Kaylin in my voice.
Okay. She looks up. She says, generally people who mean harm, let themselves be seen. Or don't mean harm, let themselves...
A bird appears. Does this convince you?
No. She's...
Wait. No, sorry. This is my familiar. This is Kaylin. My name is D, I think. You're not going to murder me and my traveling companions, are you?
Who are you and your traveling companions? Are they other
Well,
birds?
No. This is a form. This form's name. Kaylin, would you introduce yourself? We will be along shortly. We are mortals.
Sure.
Regular
Kaylin
people.
starts chirping, because Kaylin's a bird.
It seems to be fine. Woodcarver with anxiety issues.
Yeah, you guys, I assume, make your way towards her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks at the three of you.
Same voice. Nice to meet you. I'm actually D. I just kind of hold my hand out for my arm out for Kaylin to come.
And
Kaylin
hello, fair
flies
maiden.
down.
I am Ursa, who is probably also King Pudding.
Hi, I'm Lorelai.
I hold out my hand to kiss their hand.
She extends her hand warily. She's like a very pale high elf. She's like somewhat tall, slender, and she as she like sort of holds her hand out, sort of in the way where like if you just hand someone something, they'll usually take it.
Did
Like-
you drown us in the mud?
She says, she looked like she was about to ask a different question, and then says, she holds out her hand and says, no. Are you
Okay.
from the mud?
No clue.
I could be.
Mm.
I'll phrase it differently. Did you come out of mud? Here.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then yes, you are from the mud.
Interesting.
It's not that I came out of it, it's that I found myself into it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just trying to remember ourselves and what we're doing here.
So are we actually mud people under the impression that we were real people?
Oh, that would be alarming.
Oh.
Different people believe different things. But yes, you are a mud person. That's sort of
Got it.
the term around here.
Oh, okay, so this is a trend that happens in these here parts.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we found ourselves. We're mud people.
Oh.
I am the king of the mud people.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Your Majesty, you did call that one first, probably. I don't know, is there a king of mud people already?
There's a king. I don't think he's a mud person, but there is a king.
But he's not the king of mud people.
Mud people are here, and he's the king of here, so he's the king of mud people, because he's the king of...
He's the king of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here seems...
Bad.
Oh, I was going to be polite.
Oh, it's not mine.
So what are you doing here carving things into trees?
And what's your name?
My apologies. My name is Malin. I am also a mud person. And, just sort of...
Just defleshing trees?
Never heard that terminology for it, but, no, I, have you, encountered fragments?
Kind of like a
Oh.
marble that glows?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. Well, I did. They can't see him. I don't know why.
Okay, well, I encountered a fragment that that was attuned to me, and I saw, in a vision myself carving, this pattern, and now I guess repeat it, hoping that more will come from it.
Attuned to you.
I don't understand it really. Some fragments, for certain people, contain a vision that is only for their eyes, and when it is touched by that person, they see a vision, and it vanishes.
Ursa, can I see your marble?
You mean, Lorelei?
Yes, Your Majesty, King Pudding.
I don't have one.
Yeah, I think you have both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I pulled them both out. You feeling anything about these two?
Should I pick one up? Is that what you're... Who are you
Oh
talking
no,
to?
I'm holding. I pull them out and I hold them out towards Malin. Any of these ones strike your fancy?
No, it's pretty obvious when they do. You can sometimes see it through thin fabric. It's a pretty bright glow.
Can you break them?
I wouldn't recommend it. They're fairly valuable.
They're just kind of like memory stones?
It is. She has the vibe of someone who's quite paranoid. She's like very furtive, constantly looking around, and she says, different people believe different things about what the visions are.
I kind of lean over and I look at her carving.
Okay, I will put a handout in all of your little handout thingies.
Oh.
It should be called an etching in the swamp.
Yep. So I look over and I see this thing that kind of looks like letters of an alphabet. Is it an alphabet I recognize?
No.
Okay.
And it is not an alphabet any of you recognize, nor a language any of you speak.
What language is this?
I'm not sure it is a language, but I don't know.
So you're just doing what the vision told you to do. You
It
could
didn't
be
tell
doing
me-
the devil's bidding.
It didn't tell me to do anything. The Church of Eldath will like you. It didn't tell me to do anything, but I want to remember more, and I was hoping, I just hope that sort of trying to go through the motions will elicit more memories or
The
visions.
Church of... The
Eldath.
Church of... Okay, so what is this Church of Death doing exactly?
It's Eldath.
Elf death?
No,
Huh.
it's
Twinkle, maybe you shouldn't go there.
No, they're very peaceful. It's healing.
So elf
Pacifism.
euthanization.
No, none of those things. You are, I think, hearing me, perhaps mishearing me intentionally. They believe, or their creed at least, is that that fragments are devilish in nature, and their goal is to mislead.
And how do they feel about... I'm guessing they don't feel too kindly about devils and the motions at the horns on her head.
I wouldn't... You have bigger problems now than whether they're gonna care if you have horns.
Such as they want to burn mud people because we're devils?
No, they,
It is good to know if we are under persecution.
only very slightly.
Will we melt in the rain?
No. Well, she stops and thinks. I know what rain is. I haven't seen it personally.
So we might melt in the rain.
I don't melt in water. Like I bathe,
Okay.
and I don't melt. But I think the answer is no. I think it's no.
That's fair. Thank you for answering such a silly question.
Huh?
We're made out of mud. It may not be a silly question.
Made out of mud? We came out of the mud.
Yeah, meaning we're mud people, so.
When I was stabbed by a beetle, it was not blood. I mean, it was not mud that came out. It was my blood.
You know what? That's fair. I wouldn't know. I didn't get stabbed.
Must be nice.
It was. It was very nice.
All right. Anyway, Mei Lin, is there any other helpful things you could tell us about how to survive and keep on in this swamp?
Yeah, is there a town or something?
Yes. You are fairly close to the city. However, they will not let you in. So you're going to want to continue the way that you're heading.
Wait, where's the city?
The city is the opposite direction from the way you're walking.
Got it.
It's away from the music.
They don't want
Why
us.
won't the city let us in?
Yeah.
I am a king.
Sure, and may well be. Mud people can be quite volatile when they are new. And given that the city has a gate to the swamp, if someone were to go directly from the swamp, from the mud to the gate, they'd be probably less than a day old. And confused, disoriented, sometimes violent, and so the city has implemented a policy of not allowing mud people in through the swamp gate.
What about the non-swamp gate?
Yes, you'll be able to pass through any other gate to the city.
So if we hit the wall and then we just continue, say, in a clockwise manner, they'll let us in at the next gate?
As far as I know,
how big is this city? Because if it's not super big, I'm not sure an hour or two is going to make that much of a difference in terms of mud people age.
Well, you're new. You have lots of assumptions about this place, which you might find to be not true.
Does geography not work like I think it does?
Not always.
Okay.
But you're going to want to continue towards the music, head past it. You'll find a cave, and there's a mining colony in that cave where you'll be able to rest.
Got it.
But if you do make it to the city, I work at a potion shop. And so if you find me there, we can talk.
Could you let us into the city?
No.
What is the name of your potion shop?
It's just the city potion shop.
Got it. Have you met the moth lady? Sees through all. Flies, has a crown.
Make me a sense. It's not sense motive.
Insight?
Insight. 3-5, back at it again.
Yeah, insight. Insight. Can both me and Kaylin make this?
No, just you.
Okay.
Alright. She says, nope. Don't know.
Shame, she gave us directions on how to get out of here. I was wondering if we could thank her. I decided to roll a deception to see if she believes me. 16.
Okay. She says, well, I should be going.
It was mighty fine to meet you, Malin. I hope I see you around sometime.
Bye.
I'll be either out here or in the potion shop, so if you get to the city, seek me out.
Do you walk multiple hours out of the city just to carve a tree? Did you carve all the trees next to the city?
I sometimes wonder.
Got it. Well, you have a nice day. Thank you, Kaylin Mudperson. No, not Kaylin. Malin. Malin Mudperson.
I wish you all the best of luck.
Well, that was not enlightening at all. This is after she leaves.
Well,
Well, she did tell us where to go. Go towards the music, and then we can go rest in a cave. Then we can be cave people, no longer mud people.
Yeah, we could be cave people,
Not
not
bad.
bug people. I
do
mean,
not.
I don't think either you or Twinkle are super fond of the idea of us being bug people.
Ow.
So, okay, so she is Twinkle, and I am not Twinkle because I do have twinkly freckles.
No, you are Pudding.
All right. I've been called worse, I think.
I mean, you were very into the pudding. As soon as we came out of the mud together, and it left an impression. And can you think of another thing to call Lorelei other than Twinkle?
I mean, I would just call her Lorelei. That is her mud-given name, apparently.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad. I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah. She just feels like a Twinkle to me. But if you like, I can call you your names.
Yeah, sure.
You guys have noticed the music has gotten significantly louder since you first heard it in the mud, which you would hope so, since you've walked 3 total hours. Your understanding of acoustics.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
It's going to be... We're going to go deaf by the time we get to this concert. Like, I hope all of you realize this. We are going to get there, and it's going to be so loud.
You also realize that they've been playing for, 4 straight hours since you took a 1-hour rest as well.
That band's got they got a lot of stamina to them, don't they? They just keep on.
Maybe they're doing some sort of charity event where they can't stop until they hit their goal.
That's so kind.
What if they never hit their goal, though? What if they kill themselves?
Well, I guess then there's more charity to go around.
I have nothing to say in response to that. So I think we should keep on walking towards... before these musicians do unalive themselves.
Alright, so go ahead and make me a survival check for the next leg of your journey.
Is there any way for us to help, or no?
You're not proficient.
Dope.
But Lorelei's...
Compass. Compass it is.
Yep, the compass is given a +2.
Mm-hmm.
Which ain't nothing.
Yeah, do I need to be rolling anything?
Yes, a survival check, please.
Oh, yeah.
If Lorelei had the compass and my glasses, does the bonus get
No,
to
it's a
compound on
different...
each other?
It's a different
It's,
skill.
if I'm
See.
using the compass, it's a 26.
Alright, yeah, so
Hell yeah.
Lorelei is, with the help of the compass and now having been here in this environment for a few hours, has started to, really cut through at an efficient pace. She's finding nice higher ground to be walking on, so you're spending less time walking in mud. She's spotting potential threats and taking routes away from them. And after about another hour of walking, you see something ahead. In the near distance, you see a light gently swinging on the porch of a disheveled cabin. The stilted building, it sits over a slow-moving river that cuts through the swamp, and its construction is ramshackle to the point where it looks like a gentle breeze could knock it over. And yet it stands. Through the dark dead trees, you can see a person in a rocking chair beneath the light, and they wear this big, wide-brimmed hat that casts a dark shadow over most of their face, but you can see a sort of long and twisted up goatee. And they sit with a guitar, sort of playing a gentle melody. It's lilting and unhurried. It seems somehow coherent, but never really going anywhere.
I thought it was going to be a banjo.
It is not at all painful to stand close to the music at this distance. It seems like there is clearly something magical happening with this music, as the guy just sits in his rocking chair playing music.
So this is the music we've been hearing.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, you can tell from looking at his hands that it matches up.
Well, hey there, very talented stranger with the guitar. How are you doing this fine evening?
He looks like you guys are, you haven't walked up the stairs to the porch, right?
We're just kind of yelling from across the swampy lake.
Yeah. He turns his head to look at the group of you, and he says, "Morning. You can come on up."
Will you murder us?
He lets out just a low chuckle with a shake of his head. He says, "Oh, no. No, why would I go and do something like that?"
Do I feel that he is messing with us, perhaps? Insight 18?
Nope. Seems legit.
I don't think he's lying to us.
You
He just
know-
seems really skeevy.
Malin said we should go toward the music, but
Did we make her
go
angry
past the
enough-
music to reach a cave.
Did we make her angry enough that she would have sent us to an axe murderer?
It could go either way, I think, in my assessment. Now that is a fella who knows how to rock. The shepherd. But you said you're getting a good vibe?
I'm not getting a bad vibe. That's not the same as a good vibe.
With jams like these, who has enemies?
I mean, it's possible he killed all his enemies. You got a name, bud?
He says, "They call me Shepherd. You can come on up. I don't want to have to shout."
That is really fair. It really will grate on the vocal cords. I don't know how I know that.
He's on vocal rest.
I say we just go and say hello to this shepherd, and if we die, well, we don't know what we would have been missing out on life.
Exactly.
All right, shepherd, we're coming your way.
Alright, yeah, you guys walk up the incredibly creaky stairs.
Skloosh, skloosh,
Really just
skloosh,
kind of
skloosh.
feels like this place could fall apart at literally any moment. But he doesn't seem bothered by that whatsoever.
I'm sure it's fine. We're perfectly capable.
Hello, shepherd. Nice to meet you. I extend a hand. Well, I actually extend a hand to receive his hand. Their hand?
Yeah, seems like a his. He lets go of the neck of the guitar, sort of raising a knee to hold it up so he can keep plucking, and he reaches out to shake your hand.
Are
and
you
then
going
goes
to
back
try and
playing.
kiss everyone's hand that we meet?
I am probably the king.
Shouldn't they be kissing your hand?
Maybe I'm not the king. I kiss this shepherd's hand like I shan't take.
He, pleasure to meet you. He says, "You, my new friends, are now in the world. and I am happy to be one of the people to welcome you to it.
Are you also a mud person?
I am afraid I am not. You must
Gotcha.
be only a few hours old.
I think it's a little bit more than a few. We've been out for at least 4 hours.
That's a few.
A few is only 3, right?
Perhaps this is not the time to get into how much really is a few. We can let this man say his piece.
That's all I had to say. I'm just happy you made your way to me, and I welcome you to the world.
Is that it? Got any useful tips for us?
If you have questions, I may have answers.
Where are we from?
He,
If you say the
Walks out
mud,
a
you can
little
just
bit.
skip that one.
then I'll skip that one.
Okay.
That is the truth.
Have you met the moth lady?
He, smiles and says, no, I have not met her.
Do you know who the moth lady is?
I know of her, roughly. I've met some of people who have met her, but I have not had the pleasure myself.
Do you know her name?
I don't know her name, but I do know her title. She is the Lady of the Shroud.
That's a good name. So you just like to sit out here in your house and pluck your guitar magically, probably, and just hang out? This is the life you've chosen for yourself? No judgment here. Just trying to get a confirmation that this isn't some type of murderous den.
It's definitely not a murderous den. However, I don't know. On your other question, I'm not sure any of us choose the life that we have.
Just to circle back to something real fast. You seem to have a problem with the use of the word den, not the description of murderous.
I said it is not a murderous den.
It's just the intonation.
Exactly.
It's
The
not a
intonation.
murderous cabin, a murderous house, a murderous castle, a murderous fortress, nor is it a murderous chateau.
Have you killed mud people? Have you murdered mud people?
I have not attacked anyone who has not laid a hand on me first. I promise you that.
Got it. Pudding, I hate to tell you, but I think you're gonna die.
Well,
What?
everyone's
I mean, you
gonna
did
die.
in fact, you have in fact touched Shepard now, so I think.
Oh.
I think he means
I
like
feel
violently.
we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. I am here to help you. I'm not here to hurt you.
I think he's just is a cool guy, right?
What do you want from us?
I want you to flourish.
Yeah, we're the one who came up to his house, kind of implying
Yes.
he gives us something. I don't think he was really thinking about what we can give him.
Well, that's.
I don't need anything from you.
Do you want anything from us?
To flourish, to
Okay.
live your best life.
Got it.
Too
You-
YOLO.
People come from the mud disoriented and confused. I try to guide them such that they can find themselves.
What is your king doing about the mud people?
Well, I wouldn't say he's my king, but not much, to be honest. First of all, I think the question itself is a little dangerous to be asking in general, but I don't think he's doing anything about the mud people.
So, Pudding, Ursa, it sounds like the position of King of the Mud People specifically might be open.
This does sound like this is open. Once I know a little bit more about us wily folk, maybe I could be the king. Maybe I am the king.
I will say, Shepard, you do seem nice. I don't trust you. Going forward, though, how can you help us flourish?
Of course. Well, my music is going to help you navigate in the swamp. It's otherwise quite difficult. So I hope I've already given you that.
Thanks.
Can't deny that one.
In addition, I can give you guidance on where you should and shouldn't go in order to survive here.
That sounds very good, if you would not mind sharing that, imparting that wisdom into my brain.
If you've been following my music to get here, if you continue the way you're going and travel away from my music, you will eventually reach a mountain. There is a path into the mountain and a path up the mountain. Do not go up the mountain. Go into the mountain. The mountain is frequently protected by all sorts of beasts, but I believe you'll be able to handle the challenge. Inside you will find a cave, and if you travel through that cave, heading down, you'll eventually find the mining colony of glitter. That'll be your first resting spot.
You said the mining colony of glitter?
Glitter, yes.
Got it.
It had to come from somewhere, so that makes a lot of sense. You said that's the first rest spot. Is there another one?
Oh, well, there's the city, of course. But they won't let you in. Not through the swamp gate.
Everybody keeps saying that. What? How exactly is going in the opposite direction of the city going to get us to the city at a different gate? Is this place like a little globe but very small? Are we going to end up in the east gate soon?
There's a chance that you'll get to the east gate before you get to the city, though I think it's probably unlikely. You'll be heading underground. You'll likely be entering the city from below.
So is this an official way, or are we breaking in?
The official way or not, they don't let you in through the swamp gate.
But there's no laws against people coming up from the sewers.
Well,
Got it.
Not the sewers, but sure.
What is our goal from here? Just to kind of keep traversing until we learn more about ourselves? Is that the way the mud people go?
It depends on the mud person. Some people quickly settle down and stop seeking out more information. Others seem to hunger for it endlessly. It really depends on the person. But in the meantime, you're welcome to rest in my cabin. I don't know if you need a rest, but you're here and you're welcome to take it. There I have food and clean water. All travelers who pass by here, I offer my home.
Are we covered in mud?
Uh-huh.
You know, I would not mind a bath if I do say so myself. And I'm sure the shepherd here would also not mind if we all bathed before spending a lot of time in his home.
That'd be nice.
I live in a swamp. Frankly, you smell like my environment. I'm used to it.
That makes sense. Lorelai?
I mean, I would like some R&R, as it were.
All right, let's do it. Let's stay and get all cleaned up, or at least if not stay, then maybe, accept the hospitality of the shepherd here to perhaps give ourselves a little treat before we head back out into the world to be more confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys, he stays outside on the porch. You guys head in, you see there's like a little fireplace with a big, one of those cast iron kettles of stew. There is a pump that is somehow bringing up clean water. And then there are rooms. There is a place to bathe. It is extremely the vibes are quite cozy in Shepard's cabin.
Nice.
And as you guys sit down for
Shepard, what should we do with... I pull up the 2 marbles. These,
Fragments.
That one. I was gonna say figments.
Interesting. What
Fig Newtons?
You can do with them whatever you want, but I suppose.
I mean, if they're not ones that we can eat... If we met somebody that said they were valuable? How were they valuable?
They're valuable in the same way that any commodity is valuable. People will buy them.
If they're useless, why would they buy them?
You
Well-
never played marbles?
People will generally buy them if they are attuned to them,
Oh, I see.
and then because of their value there, they're accepted as currency in most places.
I see.
So
Got
these are
it.
probably attuned to other mud people.
Some people believe so.
Are these mud people alive currently?
I don't know.
Got it. Okay, well, that answers my question.
Yeah, so you guys sit down. You don't really need a meal because you all ate a good berry, but you maybe have a bite anyway because it smells good.
It smells really
who's to
good.
say.
Well, you gotta be hospitable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you sort of sit down to have your first real moment of relaxation, a very different rest from the tense hour sitting out in the swamp on lookout for a bug that might attack you. You will end there for now, before you quest on towards Glitter. A nice rest in Shepherd's cabin.
A nice rest. A long rest, as it were.
It could be a long rest if you would like it to be.
Could be a long
Yeah.
rest, why not?
Yeah, take a long rest.
It seems
and-
safe enough.
Yep,
Yeah.
there are beds, there is music.
All right. Well, now that we're long rested and stuff, I guess 'tis time to say goodbye to you all.
Are you saying this for podcast purposes or for
I'm saying this
us
for
purposes?
podcast. I'm saying this for podcast purposes.
An outro.
Ah,
An
An
outro.
outro.
An outro, if you will.
Yes, an outro, if you will. Who wants to do the outro this time?
Hey, follower.
Like, comment, subscribe, bow,
So-
bow, 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 crush that like button,
Smash the like button.
destroy the like button.
Follow the channel and then watch more of this. The end.
Yeah, thank you everybody for listening or watching, depending on what platform this is. And we are excited to pick up some more things very soon.